Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG Game Guide Edition. My Leaping Earthquake Shaman is finally ready to show off. We'll go through gameplay, I'll break down skills, I'll break down passives, and of course gear. Hope you're ready, let's jump right into this. Let's start with some gameplay. Now let me show you the skills I'm going to use and how I'm going to use them so it makes sense. Maelstrom, Fury Leap, Earthquake, Summon Thorn Totem, and Tempest Strike. Now starting with Tempest Strike, it only really does two things that you need. It's not a main damage dealer by any means, but what it does do, watch this. 5 Thorn Totems, so you don't even have to worry about summoning them because Tempest Strike does it for you. It also does this. You see Earthquake? It literally costs all your mana every time you use it. You are now negative. And now you're back to your mana full. Tempest Strike gives you back tons of mana as you use it. So as you're hitting Earthquake, as long as you're doing Tempest Strike, you are always going to keep your mana all the way up while it is simultaneously making your Thorn Totems. So what you want to do, as far as in order, get your Maelstrom, Leap, Earthquake, Tempest Strike, repeat. Okay? This is for sure a more advanced build than I've made in the past. Alright. Let's see if we can kill some stuff, and everything has a ton of modifiers. Alright. Ready to kill in here? An Earthquake literally hits like just a freight train. Normally I wait until I get a bunch of guys built up. Come on. Anybody else? Oh. Look at this. Done. Just crazy raw damage. And lots of survivability with this build. I normally don't have to worry about dying, even though like you are in the fray all the time. Because it has lots of life leech. Come on. The best he could do? On top of that, you also get a 75% boost to Earthquake when you land with Leap. So if you're trying to take down something big, it's good to leap on top of it whenever it resets, because it helps out your Earthquake. Come on. Done. Ooh, we got a hammer. Let's start off with skills. Now, I just thought I should throw out there that the reason why I actually created this build is because my favorite character in Diablo 3 was my jumping barbarian, and I wanted to see if I could recreate that in Last Epoch. So first skill, Fury Leap. What you want to take is Crater, so that when you land, you hit more bad guys. Then Savage Impact, I put all 6 in there, 72% increased damage. Then right here, Aspect of the Mantis. Now what this means is that as long as your leap isn't super far, if you land and kill one person, it resets the leap. So what I normally do is a small jump to kill people, then a farther jump. So you're covering more ground. It just takes time and practice, but ultimately you'll end up getting it down. Then right over here, Ambush Predator. As long as the enemy is at full life, you'll hit for an additional 175% damage. And then Warrior's Entrance. So right here, these 5 points will boost your Earthquake by 75% for 3 seconds when you land. Moving over to Tempest Strike. Now what I'm going to do is tell you what skills to take, and then I will tell you why at the end. So you want 1 into Reinforced Stone, 5 into Unspent Power, 1 into Thirsty Blades, 1 into Charged Stone, 1 into Dead Wind, 4 into Boulder Smash, 1 into Earthquake, 4 into Earth's Aid, 1 into Hailstorm, and 1 into Grounded. Now, to make a long story short, you don't want Earth Spikes to go off very often, but you want them to go often enough so that it makes your Thorn Totems. Okay, so let me explain. So Dead Wind is going to make it so you can't proc Northern Winds. And Grounded is going to make it so you can't proc Lightning Bolt. So the only thing your Tempest Strike can hit is Earth Spikes. So here it's going to give you an 8% chance, here it's going to give you an 8% chance, here it's going to give you a 5% chance, and here it's going to give you a native 20% chance. If you add those all up, that means Earth Spikes will hit 41% of the time. Now, those other 59% of the times that Earth Spikes doesn't go off, you are going to get 20 mana. That's how I was able to build my mana so fast. But that 41% of the time is plenty for your Earth's Aid to proc, which gives you your 5 Thorn Totems. I hope that makes sense. So you want it to go off enough where it makes your totems, but not enough where you get your mana back, and then the extra 4 points that you have, you put it so that you have a higher chance to stun. Summon Thorn Totem. Now, just like Tempest Strike, Summon Thorn Totem has a purpose, and it isn't damage. Let me tell you the skills to take, and then I will explain why it's so important. You want 3 into Forested, 3 into Eternal Forest, 1 into Grove Mind, 2 into Ancient Power, 3 into Impale, 5 into Shred Armor, 1 into Torrent of Thorns, and 2 into Lethal Thicket. Now, if you've ever played a Shaman before, your character is stronger, which means it does more damage and can take more damage for every totem that you have active. Now, again, you are literally the whole time going to be playing will have 5 active totems up, and for the most part, you never have to summon them because Tempest Strike does it for you. And that's what these are here. All these skills make it where you have a cooldown or it takes more mana to use. You never have to worry about those negative side effects because really, you're never summoning it. So what this is going to do is obviously give you 5 totems. It's going to shred armor, it's going to make you stronger, and it's going to give you more defense. And yes, it is going to do some damage. On top of that, the 5 totems, they summon around you, so it'll act as protection because enemies will attack the totems, including bosses, so you can jump in and out of harm's way. Maelstrom. Just like the other skills, designed to buff your Earthquake. Now what you want to do is 1 into Turmoil, 5 into Arctic Chill, 5 into Arctic Blast, 4 into Calm, 1 into Sudden Gale, 3 into Healing Winds, and 1 into Violent Squall. Now what this skill is going to do is it's going to chill enemies when they are around you, and at times it's going to freeze enemies. There's also an instant cast, which is nice because it makes it easier to keep it up all the time, and it will heal you for 12 points of life every second that it's up. I know it's not a ton of life, but it will help you when you're in a pinch, and I will explain why this skill is so important as we discuss Earthquake. The meat and potatoes of this entire build, Earthquake. All skills and all gear is designed to buff this skill. Let me go over the tree, and then I'll explain why I took what I took. 5 into Crushing Wake, 4 into Rupture, 1 into Seismic Smash, 1 into Seismic Tide, 3 into Concussion, 1 into Outbreak, and 5 into Shatterquake. Now when you take Seismic Tide, you no longer do aftershock damage, you only do initial hit damage. And when you take Seismic Tide, your initial hit hits 3 times or double the mana, which means you're basically getting an Earthquake initial hit for free. When you take 5 into Crushing Wake, you're going to get 100% more damage and 100% stun chance. 3 into Concussion, I wish I could put 4 into it, but I can't. You get 30% increased damage and 75% stun chance. Outbreak just makes it so that it's larger. And then right here, Shatterquake. 150% more damage if the enemies are chilled or frozen. Remember this skill right here? Well, this skill is going to make sure that any enemy around you is always chilled and at times frozen. That's why it's so important, because it's going to buff your Earthquake by 150%. If you combine Shatterquake, Crushing Wake, Rupture, and Concussion, you're going to be getting 340% increased damage to your Earthquake with 175% stun chance, and it's going to hit 3 times. 3 times. Again, it hits like a freight train. When you go through all the skills again, within 3 seconds of you landing with your Fury Leap, your Earthquake will get a 75% increase to its damage. Tempest Strike is going to give it its mana, so you never have to worry about your mana being so low. and it's going to proc your totems, which is going to give it more damage and more survivability. And then Maelstrom is going to make sure that all the enemies are chilled, and it's keeping you alive with your health. Perfect synergy of skills. Now let's talk passives. And believe it or not, you have lots of free reign when it comes to passives. There's really only 5 nodes you need that really makes this build sing. And when you're looking through here saying, why have I not used that many? It's because this character is only level 73. That's it. Level 73, and it can complete endgame. That is how strong it is. Okay, I'm going to go through these quick. If you want to talk to me directly, join my Discord, and I'll tell you the ones you have to get. 8 into Primal Strength, 6 into Survival of the Pack, 5 into Tempestborn, 5 into Thorn Bond. And Thorn Bond, you get double the damage if you have a totem active. Now, if I had an absolutely amazing axe, which I've been working on, I would put 10 into Ancestral Weaponry, because it would give you plus 40 to your physical damage, or melee physical damage plus. Okay, but I don't, so that's why I don't have that picked yet. Under Shaman, 8 into Ancient Stones, 8 into Silent Protector, 5 into Totemic Fury, 8 into Tempest Form. Right now, this is the one I'm leveling. Earthern Supremacy, right now I have 6 in it. 5 into Protective Shield, 8 into Stormblade, and then under Druid, 6 into Blood Claws, 10 into Bale Warrior. Now, the 5 that you need, 1 is Tempest Form. The reason why Tempest Form is so important is because it gives you 8 mana every time you use Tempest Strike. So like I said earlier, when Earth Spikes procs, you don't get the 20 mana from that skill tree, but you will get the 8 mana every single time you strike, and then of course when Earth Spikes doesn't go off, you're going to get 28 mana. So again, this one really helps keep your mana at the top for your Earthquake. Now the other 4, all based around having an active totem. When you do not have a totem up, that is when you will die with this build. Period. For some reason, Earth Spikes doesn't go off, you're not using your Tempest Strike, so that's why you're not getting your totems up, and you die. So these 4 right here, Silent Protector, Totemic Fury, Protective Circle, and Stormblade, all give you these boosts to you when you have a totem up. This one's going to be armor and protections, this one's going to be attack speed, this one's more protection, and this one is damage. And by the way, these 2 right here, Protective Circle and Stormblade, the percentages are based upon how many totems you have up. So again, in this build, it's important to always keep 5 up at a time. Last, but certainly not least, gear. Now again, I want to be as clear as possible. My gear for this character is not good. I'm only level 73. I haven't had a chance to really grind through all those echoes to find the amazing loot. That being said, this character can clear end game. So what I'm going to do is take you through my gear. I will highlight over each piece so you can see what I have. Then I will go to the character sheet and you can see the stats. Now, the only unique item I am using for this build is, in my opinion, the best one-handed weapon for the Primalist, and that is Undisputed. Why do I like this unique item? Well, it gives me plus 97 to melee physical damage, which is huge from a damage output standpoint. On top of that, it has a chance to cause bleeding, and this axe is unique that every bleeding enemy around you gives you a 10% boost to physical damage. This build is all about physical damage. On top of that, it is going to boost your attack speed and give you life for overkill damage. If you did not know this, Earthquake literally overkills everything. So what it's going to do is continually give you life as you are overkilling with Earthquake. Okay, let me highlight over the other pieces of gear so you can make fun of the stuff I am currently using. This should be pretty good. Belt, ring, gloves. Pretty good too. Relic, and idols. I don't know what it is, but I have found crap for idols for this character. Took some critical strike avoidance. Okay, so that is the gear. Let's look at the character sheet. This is what you get when you put everything together. Now the two main stats you want to look for is strength and attunement. Right now I'm at 30 and 32. We'll get to armor and protections in a minute. But right now my glancing blow is at 108, so it's a little too high. But again, it's over 100. And then my critical strike avoidance is at 100. So those are the two you want. Glancing blow over 100, and then critical strike at 100. You want to get it as close to 100 as possible, because anything over 100 is just useless. Now, again, since I'm using a one-handed weapon, I get a shield. And my shield happened to come with a tier 6 block chance. So when you're looking at this, 100% glancing blow, 100% critical strike avoidance, on top of that, 48% chance to block, and when it blocks, blocked effectiveness, 1153. Okay? Lots of survivability with this Primalist. But now you're probably thinking, yeah, but look at this, 24, 42, 20, 57, 7, 48, 68. Void is the only one that you're really protected against. Well, if you look at my character in the center, that's because right now I don't have any totems up. So what I want you to look at is all of my armor and protections, and then I want you to look at increased melee attack speed, increased melee damage, and increased physical damage. Ready? One, come on. Come on. Boom. Got our 5 totems up. Now we are at 54, 65, 51, 62, 26, 54, and 72. Glancing blow, critical strike, block, and now basically all of your protections over 50, 60, or 70, with the exception of poison. But if you just have one item that has poison on it, that will be up there as well. Now, in case you missed it, you look down here too, increased melee attack speed now jumps up to 63%. And then increased melee damage was at 90, now it's at 270, and increased physical is now at 276. So again, having your totems up is gonna make you hit quicker and do a whole lot more damage while simultaneously giving you a whole bunch of protection. All right, everybody, that is my Leaping Earthquake Shaman. I want to know what you think or what I potentially missed. Leave it in the description below, or join my official Action RPG Discord. We now have over 320 members. The idea is to have a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link is in the description below. Please join. On top of that, if you have any questions directly about this build or any builds I've done, you can talk to me directly. That's it. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron, out.